Precision Computing here. This will be the first video entry for the Thermaltake Invitational. I've just been invited to be a part of that. So we have our Tower 900 here. That's what everybody's going to be working with this year. Curious to see what everybody's going to do. I'm not going to rip it apart and only use parts of it. I don't feel like that pays homage to the case itself. I know some people will just take the case and, just use and it's really easy in this case, just use like the motherboard tray, maybe some of these lower components here, the tempered glass, I don't know. But that's not what I'm going to do. I want to incorporate the whole case into this project because it's such a cool case, such a cool design. It's like very few out there that, you know what it is as soon as you look at it. So it's got a lot of space for water cooling. So we're going to fill it up with as much water cooling, probably run dual loops. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to give you guys a quick view of the case itself here. So I've taken the front tempered glass panel off. We have two side tempered glass panels here. They're all tinted. Let me make sure that we're zoomed in here. I'll get a little closer for you guys. There we go. See if we can bring in the light a little bit more. All right, a little bit more light here. So what I've already done is, I want to kind of show you guys, there's your 5 1/4 inch, there's actually hard drive bays back here, which can move up and down all throughout there. There's space in the back for, the motherboard tray goes here. And there's actually 2 little screws that it locks onto. You tighten those down and then there's 4 thumb screws that hold it in place. I took that out so I could show you guys straight through to the back, show you what the case is all about. So you have hard drive brackets back here. They also look like they could be 5 1/4 inch drive bays. So DVD, Blu-ray burner, Blu-ray player, CD player, whatever you want to put in there, fan controllers. And then the side panel would just pop off to reveal access to that. You will also have, this is twist tied to the other one, because if you take these out, if you don't want to use these, then you can put this bracket in here that holds fans and radiators. You have up to, I believe, capabilities for a 560, which is 4 140 millimeter fans. Up in the top of the case, I can tilt it back a little bit, we have 2 140 millimeter fans that come pre-installed from the factory. It doesn't look like those will take 120 millimeter slots. So it looks like your only option up there is 140. Oh no, it will take 120. So there's 2 fans in the top of the case. We'll take either 140 or 120 millimeter fans. They come with 2 standard 140 millimeter Thermaltake case fans. In the back here, we see the same thing, a spot for 2 120s or 140s. So you could have a 240 rad here. Say you really like the case and you just want to do some cool water cooling, but you're not going to have a lot of components. You don't have to line the sides here with radiators. You could put just a 240 straight in the back. It's really limitless for what you want to do with it. The power supply, let me show you this here. Now I've already taken these pieces out too. Just kind of some style pieces. On the sides, we'll take these out of the way here. Because I want to open it up down beneath there. Not sure exactly why yet, I think I like the look of it better. So you have the nice Thermaltake logo here. You also have 2 hard drive trays here. I believe Stuart Tonks put a small screen here in the build that he did. Some other guys have done some different things. I mean, it looks like the perfect place that you could get a power, you could cut the front of this maybe. It's vented in the top, so I think a power supply would slide right in here, which is what I might do to get, a power supply mounted up instead of having it in the back. Maybe I'll mount it up here so I can have some of the wires come up and connect right to the terminals, or I'll mount it back here. Maybe do something just to make the power supply a little bit more visible. It will be the Thermaltake, one of the Thermaltake power supply units. I'm not sure which one yet. Not all the details have been revealed. This nice Thermaltake badge does just pop out. It does on the side here. We have mounts for SSDs. So there's 2 mounts for SSDs on the side of the center section, along with 2 3.5 inch and 2.5 inch hard drive bays. We also have 1 thumb screw in the bottom of the case here holding another mount for another SSD. So 2 more SSDs there for a total of 4 if you used all these interior components in the front, and 2 hard drives, and then 4 hard drives back here. And I'm sure you could find a way to fit whatever else you needed to in this case. So this is kind of the look that I like for this case. It does have some ventilation in the front here, and a place for a 5.25 inch drive bay. So I'm not sure if I'm going to leave this just for some airflow or what I'm going to do. You can also see in the bottom of the case here in the back that this is all ventilated. So if your power supply was here, as long a power supply as you needed to mount would fit up there, and it's ventilated, so you could mount it to the bottom, and of course it would slide underneath here. So really probably the longest power supply in existence could be mounted and fit underneath this case. What else do we see here? It looks like these 2 SSD brackets that are in the front, there's the capability to move them into the back if you wanted to clean up the whole interior in the front here. I'm probably going to, as I usually do, strip everything out of here. We have our I/O shield back here, and then of course the top comes off. Like most standard cases, I'm sure it just pops off. Just like that. And you can see we also have ventilation here in the top with some filters built in there, so that's really nice as well. I mean, if you wanted to, you could modify this and get a couple of radiators in the top too. So really completely expandable. This is plastic. This insert here feels metal. So that's where your 2 fans are up in the top. That ventilation is cut out, but it looks like even though it's vented in an area like this, let me see how that goes on here. Yeah, it's just main ventilation because it stands up, because there's only underneath in the case here, there's only slots for your 2 fans. Set that down. We'll have you guys take a look here in the top of the case. You can see there's only the slot for the 2 fans there. And then of course your front I/O is routed. This goes down to get to your motherboard. You have your I/O here, which can easily run out of the back. And I believe these open up. So just a nice little latch here, which is really cool. Like someone knocked that over. Close quarters here, sorry guys. Give me 1 second to set this metal out of the way. So the whole side piece over here comes off really easily. You can see your other 3.5 inch drives there. And then that just sets in the bottom, comes up, oops, there's actually a slot down there, comes up, and there we go. Just latch it right in place. Hit this little release and it pops off. So what I'm probably going to do with this case is I'll probably open it up like this. For what I'm going to be building, which I'm not going to tell you yet, it's going to be very unique. Debating what I want to do inside the case, because I do want to have 2 pump and reservoir combos, a couple of radiators in the back for running dual loops. So I'm still in my deciding phase of how I want to go internally with components and things like that. But I think at this point I can say that I'm probably not going to use, I don't know, maybe I'll put this back in. I kind of like the design of that. Maybe I will leave that in there. We'll see. It might be too tight here. Maybe I want to open it up. Maybe I want to completely change this case. So we'll see what I do with that. But this motherboard tray I thought was really nice, how it just comes out. So technically I can take it out here. You know, I can mount all my hardware on it, get my motherboard on it, get everything mounted up, and then just simply bring it into the case. And you can see the hole here where it's got a slot, and then the hole that just goes up and it actually locks upwards, and then there's 4 thumb screws that hold it really tight in place, and then it just sits in there like that. So yeah, it's a really nice design. It's wide open, you know, you can fit anything in this case. You know, I wish I was going to be cramming it full of the highest top end hardware, but as with any mod contest, that's not really important to me. I wish I was doing it just because it would do the case justice because of how much it can hold. But as with any, you know, modding competition or just modding in general, you know, I didn't start because I had the high-end hardware. I started because I had the low-end hardware, and I was optimizing what I was doing. So we're not going to have low-end hardware in this, but we're not going to have as much hardware to fill it out as you know, as this thing could hold. So we can really utilize what the case can do the best, how we can fit, you know, the hardware in there, what we can do crazy with the water cooling loops. I'm sure I'm going to get as creative as I can. And the whole overall mod, I'm really stepping outside of the figurative box, so to speak, with this one. So stay tuned for the design idea. I do have some drawings done. I've had some ideas for this one for a while now, and it looks like I'm going to finally be able to make it happen. And the contest looks great, so I want to thank everybody for having me. And I think you guys are really going to like the idea that I have for this one. So I'm going to leave this video at that. I've tweaked the process of this a little bit more. I think this case is actually going to be really cool, and you guys are really going to like it. So stay tuned. This is the first video log. Please click right down here below to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I also have all of our social links. I will be updating Instagram and Facebook more frequently with pictures than I do here on YouTube. And I will also be adding a link down below in the description for the work log on the Thermaltake forums, as this is for the Thermaltake Case Mod Invitational 2017 Season 1. Lots of great modders, lots of great ideas, I'm sure, already cooking up and in the works. From what I know, everything is being dispatched, so everybody should be showing up with parts and lots of cool stuff very soon. Make sure you go over to the prediction voting, as that is live now. I have a link on my profile. I also have a link that I shared in a couple of groups on Facebook, or you can go check out the Thermaltake page for links to that. And I'll try to get some of those links down below here too, so you guys have easy access to go and vote. You guys have a chance to win prizes for voting, so always make sure to take part. And it's just kind of a pre-prediction of what you guys think, who you guys think based upon previous work and things like that. And, you know, who has how many friends online and et cetera, are going to win. So hopefully everybody does a great job, and stay tuned for the next video, guys. Thanks for watching.